Are you ready to tell them?
I can't think of one reason why we shouldn't. Who wouldn't want to know?
I'm sure we know.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Magnetic Beings, the podcast. I am your host, Devon.
I am your host, Heather.
We are
Magnetic Beings.
Expect the unexpected as we journey together, experiencing synchronicities and undeniable miracles.
To enhance your own inner power. Strengthen your already amazing gifts.
Shift your perspective and change your mind.
Learn more about who we truly are as beings.
You are capable of amazing things. You are a beautiful soul.
Love's the answer. Now's the time.
So today we are here to record episode 4 of Magnetic Beings, the podcast with Devon and Heather. You can find our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, except for Apple Podcasts, until we figure that out, which I've not worked on yet, being very honest.
I did actually this morning, since it was raining. I went to the office to try and it seems like it wants to redirect me to my own. So
yeah, and that's the problem that's the problem I was having. So it may just be that one of us needs to just put it on our own Apple ID, which would be fine.
True.
Because, like we always say, nothing serious is going on here.
There's no rules.
No rules. This is mayhem. And we love it. Yes. Mama Luck, yes. We have a podcast. It's called Magnetic Beings, the podcast with Devon and Heather. So yeah, if y'all could go search us up, that'd be great. So today we are talking about numbers, numerology, and spirit, how it can be used to connect us with spirit and give us guidance along our path. You know, beautiful.
We have a similar number that we share.
We do.
You know, yeah. And that was also the same number that my dad picked in his dying hours to be like, this is my number, you know.
Yeah. So hers is 1111, 1111, and mine is 111. So 1 is actually my life path number, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So we'll go through how you guys can calculate your life path numbers and then look up what it means for you. So while we were getting together the information for today, I was like, oh, let's do our life path numbers. And Heather, what's yours again? 7. Heather's is, and it is like to the T.
Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then, I was just cracking up at that. And then you're also living with 2 1s. So like, you're just surrounded by, 2 7s. You're surrounded by all of us 7s.
Yes. Well, Scott's a 1, I'm a 1, and Emma's a 7, and Heather's a 7. So, but those are the only people in my life that I calculated. Charlie's an 8, she said. Beautiful. I love it.
I, for some reason, thought you said Emma was a 7 also. I don't know. That's why I said that.
Yeah, Emma is a 7. Scott's a 1.
Oh.
Like me. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Especially since I just told you that I'm the child in this relationship.
I think it works well. I think we have a very good dynamic.
Yeah, I like us.
Yeah, I like us too. I love us, in fact.
I love us deeply. I love us.
So, welcome in, you guys. Thank you for joining us today and hanging out with us. We're going to talk about numbers, numerology, with some history that Heather did some research about the history of numbers, just pulled up on the internet. We do kind of try to cross-check information that we find. Heather found some inconsistencies. So we do try to work through those as best as we can. But we're going to talk about how these numbers might show up in your life as angel numbers, and what could they mean for you. So to start, we're going to go over what is numerology. What is numerology, Heather?
It's a study of numbers.
Yes.
That was done by Pythagoras back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the back.
I want to say, I'm not going to say because I would rather be accurate.
Yeah, I think 1500s. I'm pretty sure it was 1500s. But it's also the study of how the numbers come in and they influence your life, because it is believed that there is a deeper meaning to the number than just the numerical value. And literally, you can take anything in the physical reality and look at it via a numerical standpoint. It's also associated with the divinatory arts, like astrology. And the Pythagorean idea is that all things can be expressed in numerical terms. So I thought that was cool. And then I also think that so many people want this like scientific touch, right? They want to be able to have a scientific proof. But in reality, right, this is a pseudoscience, right? It's not something that you can prove through a scientific method. It is an experiential proof, right? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything started that way.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. Everything's started that way.
That's the need to go science. I like try and dig deeper, you know.
What's that?
I try to dig deeper when it comes to the pseudoscience things. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Okay, good. I realized that I had you like in a shell.
Oh, I've been worse places.
No, that's a good place to be.
Yeah. So let's talk about life path numbers. How do you calculate your life path number?
Oh, you add up the month, day, and year of your birth.
Until you get to a single digit. So we'll just use my birthday, for example, 10 to 1978. And that boils down to the number 1 when you reduce it to a single digit. Unless you come to an 11, a 22, or a 33, which are all master numbers, right? You wouldn't continue to reduce in those 3 cases, 11, 22, and 33. So your life path numbers can have different meanings. So for life path number 1, which is what I am, and this is just an overall general view of what the number could mean. I do suggest if you calculate your own life path number that you look it up, what it means on the internet, okay? So a life path number 1 would be creative, innovative, independent, right? What? What was that look for?
I'm laughing at what mine it was. It's making me laugh already because it's so accurate.
It is so accurate. Life path 2 would mean duality, intuition, influential. Life path number 3 would be communicative, artistic, and charming. 4 would be practical, loyal, service-oriented. 5 would be curious, adaptable, and social. Do you want to go through the rest?
No, you were doing great.
Okay. Number 6 would be supportive, protective, and romantic, like a nurturer. 7 is spiritual, curious, and analytical. And that is so funny because she is very curious. She's very spiritual. And you should see her notes. She is always, always, always analyzing information. And I think that's beautiful because I sometimes get lost in the research. I get confused, and she's like, nope, nope, here we go. And she puts it all into its little boxes, and it's beautiful.
I'm terrible at accepting things. I'm like, wait a minute. Something's going on here.
But that's good.
Yeah, I got to find it out. That's all.
Yeah, but you're always thinking, right? You're a free thinker. You're always thinking, and you're always like, I want to know more.
Yeah, sure.
A curious mind is a very good mind.
I want to suck up as much knowledge from the universe every single day as it offers. Honestly,
I think you should, and you're doing a great job. So, life path number 8 would be ambitious, karmic, enduring, and number 9 would be awakening, tolerant, and supportive. But again, there's lots of other deeper meanings. This is just a broad overview of the life path numbers. So calculate your life path number by adding up the month, the day, the year, and then reducing it. Like keep adding. So if you come up with 25, you would then add 2 and 5 to get a 7. And that would be your life path number.
And each of those numbers correlate with letters, right? In the numerology, right?
Yes. So, and I don't know off the top of my head what those correlations are.
Yeah.
But yes. So, and actually, so you can calculate another numerology with the letters of your name. So, my first name, Devon, translate to 45675, and then I get the number 9 in that case, which is different from life path. I didn't write that down.
Okay.
Did you do yours?
No.
Oh.
I did not.
But you can calculate that.
Is it first name or is it like all your names?
So I just did my first name, but if you do like both of your names, it would be your given name.
Right. Okay.
Not a married name. John Farley. Yes, 20 would be 2. Mm-hmm.
Very
so, if you write down on a piece of paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and then write the alphabet underneath of it, A, B, C, D. Here, I'm just going to do it real quick. G, H, I, J, K. Okay. And for those of you that can see the screen, so it would look like that. And that's how you would calculate the number. And then you can pull up the result online.
20 would be 2 unless you're using angel numbers, and then the 0 amplifies the angel numbers.
What's that?
Oh, John's question in the I read oops. Squirrel.
Yeah, so for life path, 2 plus 0 would be 2. Yeah, and 2 would be your life path number. Which I think it's a lot of fun. It's fun to play with. And then when you look up what your life path number means, you're like, oh my God. Oh, at least I was like, this is totally who I am.
Hilarious.
And I sent it to Heather, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I am the way I am sometimes, because I can be very controlling. And Heather's like, whatever, which is why we work out well as a team. You know, we flow.
It's funny. We keep saying sorry for not being the other part of the puzzle. Like,
I know.
work.
And I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't.
Sorry, I feel like I'm putting all this work on you. You're like, sorry, I feel so controlling. Or, you know, like, and it's really like, oh, well, we're just like, it's working.
We're like flowing like a wave.
Oh.
All right. So now, along with numbers, there's angel numbers. And this piece I find fascinating, right? The angel numbers. Many of you know angel numbers. And they are repeating sequences of numbers like 111, or however many in a row. They can be 1, 2, 3, 4. They could be all kinds of, different sequences. But Heather, you want to tell us who coined the term angel number?
Oh, Virtue. What was her name? Was Virtue. Doreen Virtue.
Doreen Virtue.
Yes, and she was channeling, or she claimed to be in her past life, a student of Pythagoras.
Yeah.
And then she came up with this whole book. Books.
Several. I think she wrote several, yeah.
Yes. And then now, though, she denounces the books, and she has added like a Christian vocabulary kind of twist to it, and created, I guess, something else other than angel numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she coined the term of angel numbers, denounced it, right? Which, too late. Too late. It's already out there. But then she became a born again Christian, which I find fascinating. Not that she's a born again Christian. There's nothing wrong with being that. But it was like, she totally was like, I don't believe in this anymore. She denounced everything. That she was channeling these messages and bringing forth all this information related to angel numbers. And then all of a sudden, she's back in the church and not in agreement with what she calls the New Age, which that term gets me.
Well, that's like old now.
Yeah.
We're like ascending.
How do they call it New Age, when this is ancient knowledge? Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Very, very, yeah.
But she's, I looked her up. She's still out there kicking and working in the church, and she's very intelligent, very smart person. But I would love to have a conversation with her just to see where her line of thinking is, like, on her life path.
Yeah, I did wonder too, like, where is she now? What's she doing? Is she still, committed to that idea that she, or what? I would love to talk to her.
I know, yeah. Nami is saying in the gifts, maybe in the chat, maybe she got scared and she denied her gift, which could be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she has a great story. It would be interesting to know, but yeah.
That is interesting, because she was working in the spiritual realm, not religious, but the spiritual realm for decades, like decades worth of work. She just decided to denounce, which, I mean, there's got to be something to that. I don't know. It's fascinating. Mm-hmm. I would love to talk to her.
Yeah.
And she decided to denounce all of the books that she wrote and the information that she put out there just in 2017. It wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, she hung with them for 17 years. Yeah. It was like 2000 when. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So the science of numbers, which goes to Pythagoras. So Doreen Virtue had like past life working with Pythagoras, which is kind of like where the basis of all of her information that is out there available on the internet now came from. I guess she had done past life regression or was told through spiritual messages that she had partaken in learning from Pythagoras himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so the Greek philosopher Pythagoras lived in 570 BCE. You looked at me earlier and you're like, that number's wrong. Because I said 1500s.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 5 something, but I probably said, like 600 just to round it up, and then it stuck in your head as 1600.
Yeah.
Who knows? It doesn't matter because time is all be
vision anyway, right? Everything's happening simultaneously. What's that?
Now's the time.
Now's the time. That's exactly right. So Pythagoras made many discoveries. He didn't just work with math and numbers. He also worked with music, religious rituals, geometry, philosophy, all kinds of things. He was a very intelligent.
Hey, isn't he the dude that said the world was round? I mean, a globe.
Yeah, he did.
He said that.
You said that. Yeah. Yeah. That could be a whole nother.
I know, that just made me think of 989898.
Right.
This is 8 Egyptians.
Oh, okay. Well, explain that because I'm not following.
Remember I told you that the Egyptians had a form of numerology that was only went to 8?
Right.
Yeah. And later comes this dude. Egyptians are saying that the earth is flat, right? And this dude's saying there's 9 and now it's round. I just wonder, my brain just started going, I need to do more research.
I was hoping you would give me some information because I'm trying to follow.
Do you remember talking about that?
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. I do.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find anything on it when I was looking it up.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was hoping you would share.
Okay. Yeah, well, I need to dig some more.
Okay. All right. You need to dig some more. All right.
Yeah.
That'll be the next time. So he also, Pythagoras coined that the numbers have masculine and feminine energy associated. Right? The odds are masculine and the evens are feminine. Now, how do you think that would apply to like real world? Like, what do you envision that looking like if we were to put a visual to it?
What do you mean a visual?
Like, so the number, let's say 20, it's an even number, right?
Okay.
It would be feminine. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it in a way that most could understand.
So my mind would go, if I was working in spirit, like in communication and like with spirit, I received a number. I would associate it with where did that person stand when they were on Earth, masculine or feminine? Oh, it's even, so it must be even feminine, right?
Yeah.
It must be my grandmother, or your grandmother. If that's just how I would use it in that sense.
Okay.
I've seen that or read that. That's just what I would do. Because there's rules.
That makes so much sense. It kind of clicked in me when you said that. So thank you.
Welcome.
I love that. I love that so much. All right. So the other thing that we talked about was the number 108. And this stuck out to me because I don't know why. I saw it when I was looking up stuff about numerology. And it was like several websites about 108 popped up. And it was like, kind of like, ooh, like, pay attention to this. What did you?
Interesting, because when you asked me what my favorite number was, I went 8, and then I was like, no, 1, definitely 1, and 8 kept popping up, and then you said 108, And then I was like, right after we were talking about 1 through 9, and I was like, wait, then there's 0 in the middle. And it got me just all kinds of things going on in my head.
Yeah. And 108 would equal 9, and 9 is like the highest number, right?
Yeah.
An awakening number. So it's a divine, and it's a divine number, 108. And lots of religions, like dharmic religions, consider it a sacred number. So there's a couple of like synchronicities or commonalities with the number 108. Internal overheating, you found, right? When our body gets...
Oh, yeah. That was some just fun facts, right? But yeah.
Yeah.
When your body's like too much, your organs, like, you're too hot.
Yeah. You can't take it anymore. That's like, you're not going to survive at that point.
You're definitely ascending.
Yeah.
That point with you.
No turning back now. Oh boy. You are definitely ascending at that point. Thank you all so much for coming in. Thank you for listening to us this morning.
What was that, 108 stitches on the baseball?
Yes. All baseballs have 108 stitches. It is also the emergency number in India, which is interesting. Yeah. It is sacred in dharmic religions. And then you found that it's the atomic number of hassium. Do you know anything about hassium?
Don't. That's another next episode.
Yeah. So
because I'm interested to know why. I'm interested to know about it now.
Yeah. So I looked at it a little bit, and I am not by any means know a lot about it, but it's a man-made substance that is very radioactive. So I was like, why is this here?
It's odd, right?
I don't know what that's about.
It's odd, but like my thought is if it is all connected to something, well, I'm just curious what these little things are. Are they clues, Nancy?
Yeah, but like pulling in these informations, you never know how things are going to connect with one another, right? Especially when we're talking about stuff and with the intention of spirituality and learning and growing. You guys, we are learning and growing right here along with you. We are looking up this information so that we can have conversations and enjoy communicating with each other and you all out here. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, and one thing that I learned in a seminar one time was like you have to give things. It's great to have the basis of these numbers and all, but when it comes to angel numbers and where they're coming from, the masculine, female, you got to give it your own thing that you're feeling, because that way you can identify it like this. If you're trying to remember what I told you that something should be, you're getting lost. You've missed the message.
Yes.
Like for me, it's just like so important just to hold your own stuff.
I have chills running up and down me. That is such a powerful message.
Yeah, it's so true.
But when you're seeing your synchronicities, right? When they're coming up, you're like, if you're seeing 111 or 1111 or 444, which I've seen 3 times in the last 2 days. You can certainly look up, what the meaning of this is to give yourself a base, but always, always, always trust your intuition.
Yeah.
And
nothing wrong with looking it up at all, mind you.
What's that?
I say there's nothing wrong at all with looking it up.
Right. No,
yeah, definitely.
You want to give you a base, especially when you're first starting to trust your intuition.
Yep.
But intuition, so when you're like, so let's say you're having a synchronicity, pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling at the time too. And allow yourself to say, all right, what's this trying to tell me?
Yeah, because oftentimes, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. oftentimes we ask a question and wait for an answer, right? Which is good. But sometimes we haven't asked the question and spirit's just like 444, 444, 444, you know? Usually it'll be something that they'll click in your head. Oh, hey.
Yeah. Yes. And when you're like using your intuition to try to really discover what it is that spirit's trying to communicate to you, listen to those little whispers, right? Don't just discount them as thoughts. You know, whatever comes into your mind, write it down because it might make sense later. You know what I mean? And these whispers might not just be thoughts, they could be messages. So, and apply it where it really resonates. It'll feel easy and it'll flow. So,
yeah.
Fawn says also songs too. Yeah, songs and music.
Yes, for sure. Oh my gosh, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I
hear songs all the time. What was it yesterday? It was we were talking and then we got off the phone, I think, and something came to me. And then a song, I can't remember. It must have just been just for me, but I was like, yes, all right, I'm focusing, you know? But yeah,
yep.
That's beautiful. So the numerology of the number 108. So 1 is great leadership, new beginnings, intuition. 0 is eternity, God, increased, surrounding, right? Because it's a never-ending circle. 8 would be success, abundance, and manifesting. So, and we're going to go over real quick, very simple explanations or meanings behind number sequences. Like 111 would be new beginnings, opportunity, growth in spiritual and fulfillment. Now, it has also been said that the more repeating numbers you have, the stronger the energy of that message, right? Yeah. And so, also, you can look up the angel numbers because it will have a different meaning in love, relationships, opportunities, right? So you can look that up. Aggie Baby says, I Googled 1010 right before she came onto TikTok. And here we are.
And it's like, that, trust that too, you know, because as much as I don't trust a lot of things, I will be quick to pick up my phone and be like, what's this spiritual symbolism of an owl? Or, you know, like sometimes I use different words or whatever. And it's like, and then I just go and pick something. And it's all like, I get to where I'm supposed to be and I find, oh, it's exactly what I was looking for.
Exactly. And the key is to not second guess it, right? So if it feels in alignment, right? If you're like, oh, and you're like, ooh, that clicks, or, you know, you get like a warm feeling or some shivers, you're like, ooh, this message is meant just for me. You know that it's the right one, right? So 222 would be to improve relationships, collaboration, reflection, trust, and patience. 333 would be growth, change, self-love, and acceptance, healing, and creativity. 444 would be right path, stability, and clarity. 555, positive changes and adventure. 666, all right, let's talk about 666 for a second. Okay, the meaning would be to let go of fear, all right, and manifestation. We're going to stop here for a second because there are so many people that fear this number. What do you think about that?
I think to fear anything is giving power to the fear.
Yes, it is. Nobody can make you fear anything. You're choosing it.
Then I don't agree to assigning fear to anything.
I love that.
I don't even wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
No.
I think that's very powerful. I think that's a very powerful way of thinking and viewing the world, right? When we put that meaning of fear to it, it becomes that.
That's right. We are powerful. We're so powerful. So powerful. More than we know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're learning. We're learning how powerful we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like the tools to unlock all those blocks.
Yeah.
We get more tools every day at our
Yes.
fingertips.
It makes me so happy.
Me too. Very cool.
It is. So 777 would be self-discovery, inner peace, and abundance. 888 is divine support, manifestation, unlimited growth. 999, completion, transformation, and new beginnings. And then you have the 000, which is infinite possibilities, change, and new beginnings. So those are just like overviews of, what some of the base meanings of your repeating numbers, your angel numbers would be. So who would send you a sign for an angel number, Heather?
It could be any. It could be an angel. It could be ascended master. It could be spirit. It could be higher self. It could be whatever you look to as God. It could be the universe.
Yeah.
It's your definition.
Exactly. Yeah, your ancestors.
Each of us, our own definition.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's beautiful. So these are these numbers are a powerful tool for you to use to strengthen that connection to the divine. I would think there's a level of excitement, when you see your angel numbers, and then you're like, they're talking to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool.
Well, and also, it's fun. It's like practicing, and it trains your brain to recognize the little synchronicities, which also is something that your brain needs when you're manifesting, when you're trying to manifest as well. So it's just a good technique to practice the skills.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the little timer again?
What?
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, it was like your time is up.
I didn't see that.
It was over your head. Maybe it was a gift, and I just didn't. I think it was. It looked. Remember the other day there was like a little. It was like this junk's over. Y'all are done.
We were in a show.
Yeah, we were the other day too. So what was it trying to put time limit?
I know Dee was sending you snowflake.
That's nice. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone that sent me gifts. Yeah. I so have to stay focused.
Yeah, thank you.
And they're little. I couldn't see, like, it doesn't pop up on the screen like in a live.
Oh, okay.
Solo, or maybe on your side you can see them.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everyone that's here so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is probably a good stopping point.
Okay.
Unless something you wanted to add.
No, I don't think so. I do want to go back and do more research on the Egyptian, on the other, whatever that was. I'm curious. Yeah. Not that it even matters. It was like probably a waste of time, but it just makes me curious. And what else was I going to look up? Oh yeah, about that 108, about that other thing.
Yeah, Hassium.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fascinating to me. I was like, And the fact that it's the emergency number in India, 108. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they told us I'd have been 911 all day long.
For when we go to India?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, 108 is intense, Dee says. Mm-hmm.
There's some stuff to be seen there. I think maybe we will Google Earth Go. Yeah,
we can Google Earth Go, but I want to definitely go to the pyramids at some point. We're gonna head to Egypt. Aggie Baby says 108 is an important number for her.
Good.
I love that. I love that. Yes, you guys, I appreciate, and Heather appreciates you all coming in and hanging out with us today. Please feel free to send us an email at it's magnetic being at proton, proton.me if you have any questions for either one of us, or you're interested in joining us at our event on November 30th in Virginia Beach, Virginia. You can ask for some information there. Thank you for posting it, Charlie.
Okay.
I also wanted to let you all know that this video will be on our podcast and on YT, which is Magnetic Beings, the podcast with Devon and Heather on YouTube. If you would like to go and give us a follow there, everything we record here will be uploaded there. So I appreciate each and every one of you coming in. Thank you for liking the live, sharing the live, joining us. You guys are amazing, beautiful. Namaste.
Love y'all. Bye.